Alright everybody, let's go! We got another best of 5. The in-house league continues. This is Group A, if I'm not mistaken. So we have actually 2 groups, 6 teams in general, in total. I already talked about it a little bit. And right now we have Team Hasu going up against Team Nick. Again, if you are watching any of these players on their personal streams, you're probably a little bit confused by the team names. But unfortunately, these guys all just memed around like crazy when it came to team names. I don't think there is a single team name that actually fits on my scoreboard, and some of those team names are literally sentences. Since I'm 100% certain that nobody is going to remember from one game to another who's actually in which team and what team we're actually talking about, I decided to just name those teams after their captains. So if you're a little bit newer to the in-house league, this is not the in-house games. In-house matches are matches where you have the top level players in Europe play. Usually they are just like drafting the team as they go along from one map to another, but the in-house league, that's a little bit different. So you had actually a lot of the players that you see here, all of the players, they chipped in for a prize pool. There's also a crowdfunding that took place that just dropped a bit more onto that prize pool, and the players then selected 6 captains, and those 6 captains then started to draw players and complete their teams. And that's what we have here. So one of the captains is Hasu, one of the captains is Nick. We have Zelia, Macke, Quacknix, and Lauber. And those are the remaining captains here. So Hasu's team was already able to take 1 victory in their group, which means that this is the last remaining match that they have. So Nick and his boys are going to try and shut them down here. The interesting part is that some of the players actually jumped in and took multiple supports early on. Hasu, for example, as you can see right here, has done exactly that. They have X-Ray on the lineup and they have Banana H. X-Ray jumped more so into a tank role. And it's actually really cool because you have these teams consistently scrimming now as well, since there's quite a bit of money on the line. I think the last I checked, the prize pool was at $2,000. Some of that obviously coming through the players chipping in as well, just so they are committed, so you don't have a player jumping out in the middle of the league or just like, you know, just YOLOing it in the games because it doesn't care anymore. And it's a pretty cool setup. But you have now players that will have to play in an off-lane position, as in an off-role position as well, and that is kind of cool. But as we're heading into this for Battlefield of Eternity, our first map in the best of 5, we got first of all Jimmy banned out for the exterminator damage. And in this case, the ban was pushed through by Hasu's team. They actually locked in on Jimmy a lot lately, especially on this map. And since they are second pick, they knew that Jimmy was likely a first pick on the opponent's side, so they banned him out. They banned out Zul. We have Sergeant Hammer banned since Hasu's team played in the previous best of 5 series that they had. Quite a bit of Hammer, and Chromie was banned out as well, so a lot of the range poke is already gone here. Now, ETC and Greymon are already in, and those are of course first of all 2 heroes that are really good on this map. ETC is great when you want to control, when you want to guard your own Immortal, and is fantastic when you try to simply defend and maybe with the power slide lock someone into the Immortal stun. So you can make a lot of cool plays there. Greymon is fantastic against the objective as well. But there's a little bit of a twist here right now because we have Zarya picked, and I say twist because after and during the Division S playoffs in Europe, Zarya quickly became a hero that is very often banned in one of the early rotations. In this case, though, Zarya was actually not even touched because Hasu had a very, very different focus on the ban pattern on ban 1 and ban 2, which allows now Garrosh plus Zarya to be picked, which allows for the speed barrier on level 4 to empower Garrosh, just run into the opponent's team, grab someone, and just like throw them into the rest of the lineup. Maybe even into a Malfurion route, and then you can just body them right away. There's no damage on the side of Nick's team at this point, but we still have Vala taken for, or banned out by Hasu's team, so there's no arrow build either. The interesting part is that Li Ming has actually not been picked yet. And Li Ming is oftentimes an early pick on this map because in stalemate situation she's really good just shelling out those orbs and the missiles, and then the opponent's team will have to make the choice. Do we either let those abilities through and damage the Immortal slowly but steadily, or is one of the players jumping in front of it, playing Bruno Mars here, catching a grenade and just saying, okay, I'm going to take the damage before the Immortal gets attacked here. Ooh, Hasu going right in with Medivh, and we even get Lucio from Banana H, so that's actually swift rotations that we could see with this as well. Also allows you with a hero that has no mana problems during a prolonged fight over the objective, so there's a couple of advantages to that. And if you rotate quickly and you see an opportunity and get Greymon onto a structure, that's of course great for you too. The double pick on the other side, so that's a little bit of a different question. Right now the big question is, what's the damage looking like for them. Oh, triple frontline. Yeah, of course, they need still someone for the off lane. Zarya is not going to play that role. And Hanzo gets played by Shirionto. So we're actually going to look at a Scatter Aura build, very likely, to burn that Immortal down. And last but not least, offlaner still needed for Hasu's team. So, Battlefield of Eternity, map number 1 in this best of 5 at the In-House League. And we're gonna jump in with Max Passion on Leoric. Alright. Skeleton King is in. And that sets us up for the first map. So, ladies and gentlemen, Battlefield of Eternity. Game number 1, Team Hasu against Team Nick, and on the left side the blue team with X-Ray on ETC, Banana H on Lucio, we have Max Passion on Leoric, HasuObs playing Medivh, and Ultralisk is playing Greymon in this game. And over to the right side of the map, in this best of 5 series, we see Shirionto on Hanzo, we got Kelvin on Malfurion. And in addition to that, as you can see, Gekwaza on Blaze, Wid on Garrosh, and Nick is playing Zarya in game 1. Alright, let's check this out. Feel the heat on level 1 for Nick. Trying to get some additional damage through, of course, as well. So that's what we're currently having over here. And let's see what else we're gonna get. I mean, right now we're currently looking at level 1 talents. The build over here with the simple geometry is already kicked in. We also have, in addition to that, the proc rock. You don't see that all the time, simply because on this map it's oftentimes a little bit more tricky to get all those globes together that you need for it. But he doesn't necessarily need the block party here, and in addition to it, if you actually have control over the Immortal and get the early ones, of course you get some extra globes, and that speeds the entire process up. Shield's already being used, trying to soak up some additional shots just to make sure that Zarya is running around with decent energy, and that was a bit of an overstep right here. And Nick goes down, first blood, nicely done. Yeah, trying to go for a counter kill, but they can't, and Wit gets body blocked as the blue team is looking for the second kill, and they're not stopping there. They even go for Malfurion, who barely dodges out on the cocktail damage. Ooh, spicy start. Yeah, very spicy start right there. Okay, so that was an interesting one. Topside, after those 2 kills at the bottom of the map, is where we now see 1 camp attacked. 12 stacks already, by the way, for Medivh. And Team Hasu is doing fairly well here. Again, they are already 1-0 in the group that they're playing right now. So there's 2 small groups, A and B, with 3 teams each, which means that every team has to play twice in each group. And if Hasu and his boys win this particular one, this match over here, then they would be the number 1 in the group no matter what, which would be, of course, fantastic for them when they enter the playoffs for the seeding. So we'll see how that goes. But right now, it's just a bit of aggressive rotations. What's the Shaman camp even? So for just a second they were thinking about maybe even attacking that. The portals give them, of course, even more mobility than Lucio alone is going to be able to supply throughout the game. And Hasu is trying to quickly stack his baseline talent, and is doing a fairly decent job here. Camps are taken on the right side, and towards the left we have Greymon, now starting with the exact same moves here. Level 4 talents are a bit quicker for Hasu's team, simply because they had the initial 2 kills. That gives you, of course, a slight boost in experience that they are now using to their advantage. Not sure if it's gonna come to a level 7 around the first objective. It usually doesn't, but given that they already got 2 kills, if they can follow up maybe with a few more, that might be a chance. Nice move by ETC, by the way. So this is going to be really important, that X-Ray is going to be able to just push Garrosh back whenever he tries to move in with the speed barrier, because you could just see the play right there. Speed barrier on level 4, Garrosh is just zipping around like a madman and is going to look for that flip. Oh, careful. I mean, Hasu was ready with the shield, but still, Banana H needs to be very, very cautious if he wants to make sure that he doesn't die in that situation. It can very quickly backfire. But then again, right now there's still a bit more attacks happening. Wit, okay, is also able to get out. Let's see how this is going to pan out. The halftime show has been won by the red team, by Team Nick. So there's that, our 2 captains with the drafted teams that I have here. Currently doing fairly well. There's a slight advantage. There's a flip, there's the throw, and ETC No problem for him. Medivh is there, helping out. Could also go for the power slide. X-Ray held his cooldowns back. Didn't even use them right away. On the left side, we still have Greymon trying to chunk down the hit points on the Immortal. Hanzo, of course, is attempting to do the exact same. Has already jumped onto his level 4. And as it turns out, Team Nick takes the first objective. Immortal has been claimed. We're still rushing around to see if he can maybe, just maybe, get someone flipped in and finally killed. They don't have a single kill yet. But with the objective, they're gonna have the opportunity to just do a little bit more work at the bottom of the map. And they're already burning those waves down as quickly as they can. So take the minions down. Immortal comes in. Level 7 talents are ready for the blue team, which gives them a slight lead right now. Maybe a bit of a power spike that they can use for the defense. Hasu actually going over here into the arcane explosion on his level 7. Yeah, but the wall is already falling. That Immortal is still going to do some decent work against the fort itself. Question is always, can they take the entire thing down? Yes or no? And at this point, things are looking kind of okay. And again, Wit runs in. Wit needs to be careful. Greymon with a kill attempt, but the speed barrier is just too much. And Garrosh is able to get out. So the fort hasn't been destroyed. The worst has been averted. The blue team was able to make that happen. Nick then again and his boys at the bottom of the map have now also level 7 talents, so that puts them into a position where they can at least fight on even talents again, which is of course super important for them right now. It's all about the camp at this point. And with the camp, the big question that remains is, of course, who's going to make the commitment here? The portal comes in. They're trying to go for Kelvin, and he's dead already. The boob on the spot. But Medivh is dead and lost all the stacks, and he was deep into the stacking process. Damn. Team Nick, look at that. The assassin team moves in, and they just take them down. Great play here by the red team. Initially it looked like they would lose that fight for sure, and then also the camp, but they were still able to turn it around and just getting those important kills in, especially the one against Medivh. Grab the camp after all, and now they have an open line at the fort that they can also eliminate. Really, really well done here. Yeah, fantastic job. Actually, really well executed. So I'm a bit impressed. Good job. Hasu, they have, again, teams scrimmed for this. So teams have actually scrimmed for this entire setup. And there is quite a bit on the line. So they take this all dead serious. And at least so far, it was a really good start into the best of 5 that we have here. So let's see, bot lane. Okay, X-Ray gets attacked over here, up to towards the top. Max Passion is already sitting tight. Everybody wants to go, of course, for Immortal number 2 right now. And level 10 abilities are the one way to do that. This is where it's going to become spicy. Heroic abilities in play are going to make this pretty interesting. Stun in the Immortal, nice. Well done. Halftime show is again taken by the red team though. So those Hanzo arrows really doing work. Definitely helping them here. And well, let's see. How much more can they actually get? Can they win the entire thing? That would of course be the dream here. Everybody is just like rushing around. Level 10 abilities are now on both sides. Oh, the quad ley line! And the immediate expulsion zone. Nicely done. Good Zarya counter. If the mosh pit comes through there, they are totally wrecked. So mosh pit is back off cooldown after I got interrupted from Zarya. Another chance for ETC to make a play. Leo is down first. There's the mosh pit, capturing 3 of them. The damage isn't here though, and ETC is about to get punished, but Hanzo has also been eliminated by Greymon, who went immediately for the throat there. And that means that we're looking at a 4 versus 4. 1 hero on each side down, and still the attack against the Immortal. And the blue team is a bit ahead. Blue team is in a better position when it comes to the red team is in a better position when it comes to the Immortal. The blue team has to defend now and is therefore a little bit deeper in enemy territory as they're trying to make that play. Yeah, 4 kills against 3 now, so overall still fairly even here actually. But can they actually make those plays? The Entomb! But Leo is dead again. Yeah, buying a bit of time. That allows Ultralisk at least to make his play on the left side. So Ultralisk is trying to chunk it down, but once more Team Nick successful. Yeah, so is at this point on 24 stacks again for his baseline on Medivh, so he needs to be careful. Bot lane, as we already highlighted previously, lost the fort. Top lane still has it, so there's a chance now for Hasu and his boys to defend this. It's not going to be easy, I can tell you that much already though. So we'll see how that works. Yeah, the attack is already about to come in. And so far nobody's even defending. Leo's still at the bottom of the map. And with the zone, I mean, I think that one is lost. That fort is very likely a goner right now. Okay, the attack keeps coming. That's an opportunity to maybe get the wall at the keep too. There's now a 5-man defense. 5 versus 5 actually. There's the Entomb. Big Entomb. An immediate follow-up though. Bunker on the ground. ETC for just a second. Looking to go into a mosh pit even. Still on the cooldown though, so problem for him. Can't really do that. Would have been a great choice there though, if he had the cooldown, which he didn't. ETC needs to move through the Immortal, and Greymon is already dead. There's the flip over of Leo. He instantly dies, and this is horrible for Hasu and his boys. Team Nick is just crushing through this. Look at that. An assassin as captain, and they're just showing no mercy whatsoever. But at least there's one kill. Garrosh is down, so that keep is not destroyed just yet. And with the portals of Medivh, they might even be able to chase a little bit deeper into all of this. 33 stacks for Hasu. He's getting a bit closer to completing the baseline quest. Another kill as Zarya goes down. And nicely done. 6 kills against 6. Super even when it comes to kills, when it comes to experience. Not so much, though, when it comes to structures on the map. That's the big difference right now. Yeah, Shirionto needs to be careful too. Was double checking what's happening down here. But especially with Medivh and the portals that could potentially have been set up, he needs to be careful that doesn't go too deep, or he is just going to die. But they want to fight for this. Zarya is coming back, and they actually want to fight for it. Wit is about to grab it, and they completely collapse onto Garrosh as he's moving in. There's the mosh pit, at least against Blaze. Oh my god, the ley line, the Entomb is down. Medivh completes his quest, and Team Hasu is able to get slightly ahead here. They steal the Shaman camp away. That's already a big deal for the next objective once when it comes down. It's another 30 seconds. If Banana H stays safe in max passion, tactical feat right there. Trade value activated. But yeah, they obviously need to try and grab this one right now. If they can grab that, that would be pretty fantastic, because it pretty much just means that they have the bot lane pushing. There's no camp anymore for Team Nick, so they gotta be more careful when it comes to a prolonged fight in the middle of the map. But the situation doesn't really change in the sense that this Immortal has to be won by Hasu and his boys, or they're gonna be in trouble. And the red team has different goals here. I mean, they obviously would love to finish it right now. But there's the Entomb, Expulsion Zone, to completely deny it. And they're going for Leo again, and Max Passion is dead once more. That's actually death number 5 on him. A lot of Leoric value that we're getting in this game right now. The Leo trade value is heavily activated in this one. Okay, the attacks are still in, and they're going to make their play for the halftime show. And they're grabbing it again. They're doing pretty great when it comes to objectives. I mean, they won 2 already, and now they're looking fantastic on objective number 3. Wit, on the other hand, is a bit low. That might be a problem. Yeah, goes into the bunker, is able to make it out. Portal is set up. Leyline only catches 1. Greymon wants to go for it. They're trying to take Kelvin down on his Malfurion. Not so much, and Banana H goes down. He gets Hanzo'd. Banana H gets Hanzo'd. That's the end of Lucio. 7 kills against 9. And it seems like ETC might fall as well. They might even just let him live. The Immortal is at this point way more important. Leo gets attacked again. Full control here with all the CC that they have. And bam, there's that. This also is another problem. You look over to the minimap, and this keep is likely going to fall just simply because the Catapults take it down. Hanzo is dead. Greymon got a kill. ETC is going to get out of this, but the fight over the Immortal is still absolutely ongoing over here. It's now 10 kills against 8. 2 of the Catapults are by now on the... Oh no, 1 is actually only on the fountain. So it seems like the Catapults are not going to be able to take the keep down after all, especially now that Lucio moved in. But with the Immortal just barely damaged, I'm not so sure if that's really going to do anything now for the blue team. They have pretty much no hit points left over on their Immortal. So once that the red team pushes over to the left side, this one should be another objective in their favor. Yeah, 15 also. I mean, there's also an experience lead, of course, now. Bot lane is also pushing. So it's problematic. The blue team has a lot of problems at their hand now. They're trying to deal with them the best they can, but it's not easy. Here comes the attack again as they're trying to make their play forward. Bullet is out as Greymon goes for the ult. Leo is low and they have to fall back, which means it's now a big chance for Team Nick to take another Immortal. And with Hanzo and his geometry, we're seeing that immediately taken care of. 10 kills against 8, and now the push with the Immortal, and, which is more important, with level 16 talents. And a double Catapult. Let's not forget about that. They're actually moving down to the bottom of the map as quickly as they can to protect the Catapult, and that's exactly what they have. Catapult is in. And yeah, that's good damage before the Immortal is even there. Catapults are still trying to take them down, but they can't really get close enough for a decent poke. And now that the Immortal is there, that's an easy deny on the tower. And let's face it, the keep is gonna fall. The only question is, can they get some kills and maybe even go for core? That's the only question that we have to ask ourselves now. So here comes the attack. The Catapults are also homing in, helping out a bit with a few shots against the heroes. Another flip from the front line as Wit is trying to control it. Jet propulsion is in. There's a root on the ground. Broccoli already getting dropped. And the keep is down. Keep is gone, and they're still marching forward in the attempt to get a little bit more out of all of this. Even just a few points against the core would be great here. 16 talents are finally ready on both sides. That's a slight game changer. At least gives Team Hasu a chance to fight back in all of this. But the red team is already slightly falling back here. Leyline only catching one, but Garrosh is down. Garrosh eliminated, and now they're trying to chase. Team Hasu is trying to chase. They need kills, they need them quickly. Shields on the core have pretty much fallen, but the core hasn't been scratched at all. Here comes another setup. Hasu, does he have another portal? He has one, sets it up so they can go deep and then retreat, but they get the kill against Zarya and they're all Gucci now. Which means that there's camps up for grabs, so they can now move down to the bottom. They can actually also take the Shaman camp over here, which seems to be the next goal. But you look at that minimap, and again, not a single fort has fallen for Team Nick. Not one. And one keep is on half HP and the other one has been eliminated. It's rough. The structural position for Team Hasu is extremely difficult to handle. They've lost 3 Immortals in a row now. There's always comeback potential here. You win the next objective, and thanks to the Immortals scaling into the late game, you have a good chance of taking fort and maybe even keep. But there's so much pressure against them now on both lanes that it will be difficult to accomplish. Just a bit of a safe play from Nick's team on the next objective. Some safe and slow play would put a lot of pressure onto the bot lane in particular. Yeah, good kill here on the other hand would be the dream. But the bunker gets set up and the Entomb therefore doesn't really have a lot of value. It's even talents. I mean, they're on even talents right now. There's no denying it. None of these teams are going to hit level 20 with this. But it's still tough to take. Especially since so far they didn't have a lot of luck around the objective anyways. So now the attack is starting to come up. And they need to make sure that they don't lose this one. This one would pretty much mark the end of game number 1 if it's taken by the red team. The top keep is already in enough trouble as is, with Catapults now pushing in again. And let's not forget that it doesn't have a lot of hit points left to begin with. Yeah, Ultralisk attacked. Leyline against 3. ETC got taunted into the Immortal stun that he can't go for the mosh pit here. Nicely done, well played by Wit. They're trying to go for Max Passion. He hits the Entomb, but there's nobody there to follow up with damage. Bot lane, there's the big attack now. Oh, the flip, and Max Passion is down. Bot lane is getting pushed, so this fort is likely going to fall. Top lane, Catapult and Waves. That is going to do some serious work towards the keep. Likely it's going to fall if nobody rotates topside to take care of it. Ultralis was thinking about it. He wanted to, but he has to respond right now. They have to respond to the attack at their own Immortal. That's the big problem. And that means that after we've now seen the bottom fort destroyed, as the Shaman camp went through it, the top keep is also falling. Bam. Top keep down. No structure left for Hasu. If this Immortal is claimed by the red team, it will walk straight towards the core and try and take it down here. Bot lane has to be taken care of after all, though. Quasar is the one to rotate in and try and take the Shaman down. He also wants to, of course, replenish his mana here. Pre-tap a bit before the fight. Yeah, and apparently he can't get too much done. But the towers might just take care of it now. Over here, on the other hand, it's the last chance. Catapults are already on the core of the blue team. So far, they shouldn't really make a big difference. Not just yet. Arrow against 2, short distance though. As Shirionto YOLOs it out in the middle of the team fight. Jet Propulsion locks down another 2. Big hits, big stuns. And Leyline is there as well. Everybody going for the utility. Wit is already isolated. There's the mosh pit. Wit trying to get around it, saving one target, but he is dead too. Hasu and his boys, they get the kill they need. They get 1 kill, but can they get more? It's 11 kills against 11 kills. 18 versus 18 on the level count. But the problem is down here. The Immortal is about to be taken by HasuObs. That could be the first one in this game for the blue team, and it seems like it's finally happening. They are about to grab it. Immortal number 1 taken by the blue team. Double catapult topside. They have to be dealt with right now. Someone has to go back, and quickly at that. Thankfully for them, one of the catapults, that driver is obviously drunk and focuses onto the middle instead. Yep, one thing that has not been fixed after years and years and years of players complaining about it. But now that we have both of them close to level 20, this might be the start of a bit of a comeback in here. Yeah, they're going topside right now, and they have what it takes to not only take that fort down. That's a given. I mean, as you can tell, it's getting shreked. The question is more so, can you take the keep down? It's an interesting dynamic now. Leo's rotating to the bottom of the map. He needs to take care of all of this. That's 4 catapults. You can't allow them to go onto the core. So, yeah, needs to take those down. There's also need experience, though. But look at the lead for Team Nick. They have actually an early level 20 if they make the play there. ETC gets pushed in. Oh my god, what a beautiful isolation. Even an arrow is being used here, but not needed. Arrow cam. And, yep, that means that the defense is there. The keep is not going to fall. 11 kills against 12. But that was nicely done. Garrosh moving in, getting the flip over, then you have the expulsion zone, the stun afterwards, so that was pretty good. Arrow wasn't even needed anymore. But that means that we have now 0 keeps, 0 structures against 2 keeps for Team Nick. 21 minutes in already, Battlefield of Eternity. Let's not forget, this is game number 1. This is the first game of this series. This is the best of 5. There could be another 4 coming after this. 96,000 damage now for Hanzo. Only one hasn't died yet is Blaze. And we have 70,000 damage top for the blue team on Greymon. Mad trade value out of Leoric. Mad trade value. 7 deaths on him. Well, let's go. Yeah, pushing the lanes out through all this is going to be super important for the blue team. Now, the interesting part or the good part for them is at least they were able to take some forts down. If there were no forts at all, then they didn't have any catapults on their own to counterbalance the pressure play on those lanes, at least a little bit. But it will come down to a team fight. And the longer the situation in the mid lane over the next objective is going to last, the worse it will become for Team Hasu. So they need to make some plays now. They need to look for it. Can they find maybe the mosh pit? Sliding away here. Leo's doing a good job. He pushed it out as much as he could. Massively pushed out. Blaze is going to take care of it. Greymon at the top. Did leave the catapult though. And there's also Shaman camp. Yeah, top lane is a problem. Top lane is a big problem right now. Everybody's just waiting for the next objective to spawn here. But the top lane is an issue for them for sure at this point. Big issue. And let's see if they can actually make anything happen here. Halftime show, it's a race for that. Leo's topside, so he's going to take care of one of the big threats now. Bottom of the map, that camp is still pushing. Likely not going to get too much done here, but it's about the team fight. It's about the Immortal. It's the main thing that matters here. Unless the top catapults are pushing in towards the blue team score. And I think that's going to take quite some time before it becomes a big threat. There's the flip attempt into the Immortal stun. Barely misses out. The jet propulsion of Dequaza was just a second too low here. But in we go. Let's go, boys. Right there. Looks like Hasu and his boys are doing fairly well, at least so far. At the initial start, as a defensive position now taken by Nick and his team down at the bottom of the map. This is going to start to take the wall down. Maybe they can even get the keep if this continues. The ley line has been set up. There's the buried alive. Didn't connect with anything. Wit is low, but he doesn't fall. Wit is low, but he does not go down. He taunts Greymon. There's an arrow as well. Ultralisk is still jumping out. The kill against Leo. Leo's eliminated, and they're still fighting around it. Oh, the mosh pit. Zoning mosh pit. Not hitting anything. Oh, it was a big cooldown to be burned for no value whatsoever. At the bottom, the Shaman Cam has been taken down now too. They're waiting for Leo to come back, but that's going to take a few seconds. And the stun! Can they take ETC? Yes, indeed they can. They can. ETC is down, and that might just be the beginning of the end. Another isolation, and Greymon is toast. Greymon dead, and that's another Immortal now for Team Nick, and that should be game. This should be game. I mean, at this point, you're playing a 5 versus 3. You have the Immortal. Leo goes down too. Shield should be more than sufficient to deal with all of this. But that is likely going to be a 1-0 lead for Team Nick. I'm kind of impressed. Really well done by them. Didn't expect them to really step it up like this. But there's the kill against Lucio. So Lucio down. Catapults at the top. We talk about 3. And the Immortal making his way over as well. That's about to be it, guys. Game number 1. Look at it. Team Nick is making it happen. There's a ley line as Hasu's doing whatever he can. Medivh cheating around a bit. Even getting the kill against Hanzo. The solo defense of Medivh. Hasu doing whatever's possible for him. But that core is obviously losing hit points by the second. Down to 20, down to 10. And this is it. The 1-0 lead in the best of 5 series for Team Nick in their best of 5 match against Team Hasu. Game number 2, Dragonshire, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. So, well, we have Team Nick in the lead. The best of 5 series jumps into our second game. And I gotta say that I'm actually impressed. Nick and his team that he drafted have done incredibly well on the first map, Battlefield of Eternity. I think there was a little bit of a scare at the end when one Immortal was taken by the blue team and they started to go for the keep topside. But that nice isolation that they had, I think it was against Greymon, against ETC, one of the two, was enough to lock them down. The ban. It's kind of funny because usually you have Nick on HasuObs' team. So this time they have to ban out Kerrigan because there's a threat that Nick plays Kerrigan and just completely destroys them. Now we have Zul also banned. I mean, there's obviously a bit of a difference now because first pick, first ban this time has been executed by... Actually, wait. No, first pick, first ban is on the side of Team Hasu, which means that the question is now what gets banned out from Team Nick. Zarya, Rexa, I think Rexa, but there's obviously quite a few heroes around that previously have been banned out over and over again. I mean, we're talking Ana, Zarya, Rexa. There's a lot of good heroes. They can pick Romy to an extent. So there's a lot that has been very ban-worthy throughout the previous series, but at this point they have to make a choice here. And they banned Junkrat, actually. Okay, so Junkrat is banned. And let's see. Rexa comes in, the King of Dragonshire. Yeah, guys, King of Dragonshire, here we go. So with that, there is actually a chance that the top lane is going to be completely dominated. Now, if Nick and his boys are letting him through, that simply means that they need to win the 4-man. Their solo lane is not winning this. Yeah, their solo lane is not winning against Rexa. Rexa is going to absolutely murder top lane. Or at least he should. He is the best hero on that map right now, since you can control the lane experience and the shrine at the same time. The only way to play around that would be a very mobile hero that can jump topside and traverse the map very quickly and then set up ganks against Rexa. Outside of that, there's not a single hero in a 1-on-1 situation that is in the long run going to win against Rexa. So it has to be a rotational play, or they have to at least win the 4-man. And Johanna adds good wave clear already to them. They have Reyna now in as well. Okay, Greymon and Rhaegar on the other side. That's really good camp clear, so that allows them to go for early night camps, for example. The Siege Giants, there's a lot that they can do with that too. But yeah, let's see how this is going to work out for them, because I still want to see what Nick and his boys are going to pick for the top lane. And if they have any kind of rotation, that's another one that's going to be important though. Chromie gets banned. I actually expect her even to be banned out earlier than that. But yeah, they ban her out on the 3rd spot. And on the last, what are they going to eliminate now? Let's see. I mean, you could ban out the support here. If you don't want to deal with the roots, for example. Malfurion, Ana, both still available. Ana nano boosts can be a problem. They ban Sonya. Yeah, Sonya has actually been banned in one of the previous series quite a bit because Sven is playing Sonya like non-stop and is really good at her. So we're gonna see that a lot more often. But in this case, we see Sonya even banned out against Nick's team. We have Stukov in as the support and Chen. Alright, so Chen for the top lane. Fair enough. The good old Panda is back to business. Could see some top cake plays again over here. But the last two setups for HasuObs. Okay, so we still need, I mean, X-Ray on the main tank. Sergeant Hammer and Tyrael. Okay. Illidan for Nick. Okay, it became spicy. Illidan can, of course, hunt topside if they go for that and really try and home in on Rexa. So that might answer the Rexa problem to an extent at least. It's going to be interesting. So Nick on Illidan, since he didn't get his Kerrigan. Well, ladies and gentlemen, map number 2, it is Dragonshire. Game number 2, Team Hasu against Team Nick on Dragonshire, and we're kicking things off with Hasu on Sergeant Hammer. The German tanks, they're rolling again. Ultralisk on Greymon, Banana H on Rhaegar. We have Max Passion on Rexa and X-Ray on Tyrael. Yeah, Hasu on his hammer. He oftentimes gets target banned because he is just absolutely obliterating opponents with the Sergeant. On the right side of the map, Team Nick with Kelvin on Stukov, Dequaza on Chen, Wit on Johanna, Nick on Illidan. And we have Shirionto on Jimmy. Alright. Reina reporting for duty with the Exterminator and the Unending Hatred on Illidan. Feel the hatred of 10,000 Storm League games. Yeah, gotta be honest, I have no... I don't even need 10,000 to feel that hatred. 1 or 2 is usually enough. But, well, that's me. So, for now, as we have our push in the middle, obviously the Eye of the Tiger is a level 1 talent for Chen as usual. And yeah, Rexa is going to move towards the top and he should dominate the lane until level 10. And then it depends a bit on if Nick goes for Metamorphosis or the Hunt. And that's going to make the biggest difference there. Yeah, they're already trying to apply a bit more pressure even. Ultralisk moved in too with this Greymon. Trying to make a bit of a play here. Down to the bottom of the map on the other hand. That's where Hasu is already attempting to establish dominance. Okay, and it's time for the camps. 1 minute into the game, and that's normally when we see teams on the higher level go immediately for the mercenary camps. This one is no exception, as you can see. So they are making that move right away. And it's a little bit of a difference. Bruiser camp on the right side. Yeah, well, Jimmy takes the Siege Giant camp too, but obviously this one is locked in a little bit quicker. So, with that, we have now the shrines activating, and it's time to shine. Ready to tango. Problem is that Hasu has control over the bot shrine now, and topside, Chen is going to lose this. It's only a matter of time. Like, Chen can hold this for a while, but as I said, the problem that you have is lane control and shrine control is possible because you split Rexa and Misha. So that's the big problem. But now that the camp is pushing in, some more resources are needed, and we have the heroes jumping in to deal with it, which means that the bottom of the map is now in the hands of Team Nick, and that's really the most important part. That's honestly the one that matters the most. Because thanks to that, you have now an opportunity to actually make your own play over here. And control the bot lane, therefore deny any kind of early Dragonite to the opponent, which is going to be super huge here. And as you can tell, it's now the top lane that both of them focus on the most. And that's honestly something that the red team, the blue team doesn't necessarily want to happen this way. They had their own push going, this is why there needed to be a reaction, but generally speaking, they know that if the top lane is a one-on-one, they're going to win it thanks to Rexa, so they're going to focus their attention a little bit further down to the bottom of the map. In this case, on the other hand, they can maybe even get a Dragonite, but not quite, because topside was just a little bit too overwhelmed. So, couldn't really deal with that just yet. No kills so far. I mean, this is always one of the most strategic maps that we've seen. And yep, there's the attack still going strong. It's only Jojo that's currently sitting in the middle of the map here. Okay, there's the attack. Well, Jimmy at the bottom of the map needs to be really careful, especially now since Hasu is, of course, going full for it here. Okay, that's dangerous. The rest of the team is rotating in, though. They're trying to flank, and can they get the kill? They're trying, but not quite. And the top lane is now, as mentioned earlier, exactly that one-on-one situation that we've been highlighting at the beginning. But it seems like Illidan is going to grab this one. Oh, yes, the sneak. Team Nick, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, not sure what to say here, but Team Nick giving an ass-kicking not only to Banana H, but apparently also to Team Hasu, at least in the early stages of this one. Pretty impressive, I gotta say. This is looking quite good what they are currently pulling off here. Now we have still Sergeant M at the bot lane trying to defend. The Dragonite is slowly starting to rotate towards the top. It's of course only a 3-4 minute Dragonite. So it's not like that thing is gonna go through the fort right away, but it's an early advantage that you have. Can use the Dragon's Breath to burn those minions down. Can maybe open up the walls a bit. They're not gonna get too much out of it. Good defense so far by Team Hasu. But it's... Oh, nearly a kill against Banana H. Yeah, Team Nick is playing really well here. I honestly didn't expect them to do this well. All of these teams are strong. Don't get me wrong. And obviously, since we've never seen them play in those constellations, it's pretty difficult to predict who will actually have the upper hand here. But I still gotta admit that I did not expect this team to go in and just go on swinging the way that they're currently doing. So it is a spicy one. It's a spicy game for sure. And I think Hasu and his boys also, of course, know fully well that this is not going to be too easy for them. At this point, the silence is also through, as Stukov does his thing, and that zones out the blue team enough that the camp can be claimed. They did most of the work, and then they also get the finishing numbers in there. So far, so good. Nicely done. Trying to make the plays over here. And let's go, I guess. Already moving into the middle again. Trying to make the play there. Yeah, and level 10 abilities are soon going to be in. And again, as I said earlier, level 10 can actually change the dynamic a little bit. I mean, obviously it always does. Heroics are the most important thing that you have in any game, and it changes the dynamic more often than not. But it's going to be even more so dominant over here simply because you have the situation with the top lane where Rexa is just normally banned out because he's so incredibly powerful on the solo lane on Dragonshire. But Illidan could definitely change this a little bit if he goes for the hunt, and he did. So now Rexa, when he peeks out too far at the top, can be attacked by Illidan plus Chen. And both of them jumping in is going to be too much. And talking about jumping in, there we see it. He's not the only one that's jumping in. We actually have the, not the Blessed Shield, but the Falling Sword. And they're all jumping in for the kills right now. Nick is a bit low, tries to get the cooldown reduction, and dies. That was a super aggressive attack, but it did not quite do for them what they wanted here, it seems. Oh, the BFG setup from Hasu, nearly yielding them another kill. It's Stukov that falls, and maybe even Jojo. Nah, Shiriondo comes in with the penetrating round. Boy, what a game. What a game. Finally 2 kills right here. Sanctification, Bloodlust are in, and those 2 heroics have pretty much just changed the tides of the battle right there. I mean, the initial setup with the Hunt plus Chen jumping in, and in addition to that also the Falling Sword was fantastic. And then you just simply have the ults on the other side counteracting this. Easy peasy. The BFG afterwards lined up nicely for HasuObs to get solid damage in against, I think, 3 heroes at that point. Was fantastic. But there's, of course, also the element of Illidan that is the endless stacking that he has here. As trying to get a little bit more out of it. Currently we see him on 17 stacks. Soon going to complete his own quest so that he can do a little bit more there in the long run. But it's time to go for the Dragonite, apparently. At least they're looking at it right now. Okay, can't really make the play just yet. But in we go. Reyna down. Yeah, Jimmy down. That was a good kill for them. And now at the top side, still our little place over here. Dequaza wants to recapture, can't. Bottom shrine is under their control. Looks like Tyrell is going to channel it through. Nobody there to do anything about it, and that's a Dragonite. Team Hasu, here we go. Yeah, Team Hasu has it. And can they carry it now? They are level ahead, 3 kills against 0, and they're starting to invade. The Dragon Knight invade on the Night Camp. Quasar is also getting attacked. Dragon Knight comes in with the ass kicking. Already they got the camp, so that's a spell aura also involved, to an extent at least. Oh, the falling sword! And they can't get Rhaegar. Rhaegar is still alive. Illidan already used everything that he had. Bloodlust was used too. And this is just it. Oh, the kill! Nah, they can't get him. Can they? Maybe? Yes, Illidan is down. Illidan is down. 4 kills against 0. Super chaotic fights here. But the control at the end of the battle, when all the dust settles, is usually in the hands of Team Hasu. And now they're starting to go for the structures. Now they have the opportunity to go for structures, take those down. You look at the bot lane, there's 2 heroes already pushing. And especially, of course, with Rhaegar in the mix here, they can do quite a bit. So yeah, nicely done. The fort in the mid lane might fall. The fort at the bottom of the map is already taking a beating. They can make the rotation in as well, and they are about to. The falling sword saving for now Wit as he jumps out. Fort in the middle is getting attacked as the one at the bot lane falls. It is a spicy game over here. I mean, we're talking extra spicy at this point. Yep. Flappity flap flap. Jojo is finally down. The BFG again delivering. Nicely done. And so far so good. Yeah, I gotta say, that's not shabby at all. So now they're starting to move through the middle again, I suppose. And let's see what they can actually do here. Nick is already sitting tight. Okay, bottom of the map. There we go. Kelvin and Shirionto are already in position. Top side. That's where we're seeing Max Passion moving in again. 5 kills against 0. And Greymon is doing what he does best. Going for the camps right now. Alright, let's go. Yeah, I mean, not bad. Boys and girls are doing some serious work here. Taking control of the map. I mean, they're painting the entire map blue. You look at the minimap and every single camp that is available has been taken by them. And now they're coming in. Nice, good Raxaul. Trying to slow them down and open up some opportunities. No talent advantage yet, but they have a 2-level lead and they will soon grab level 16 talents. And here we go. Let's come in, boys. Let's try and make it happen right here. Ults are ready. Ults are ready. Bloodlust. Sanctification. The BFG. Here comes the engage. Here comes the engage. Here's the Bloodlust. Sanctification on the ground. Denying the kill. And they're trying to go for the counter. BFG interrupted at this point. Has to be used again. Hasu gets attacked. The kill against Illidan early on already. And Hasu is trying to get out. And he's actually escaping. Hasu gets out. And they're still making the play. Bam! BFG once again delivering. They get the kill against Chen. And there's still not a single kill on the board for Team Nick. They are looking for the kill. And they just can't get it. Not a single kill for them, and the shrines are active once more here in Dragonshire, which will lead likely to another Dragon Knight for the blue team. Yeah, they're trying to fight back in this best of 5, and they're doing fairly well here. Now a little in-house league setup. Illidan at this point, let's have a bit of a look. How many stacks is he at? He's at 41 extra damage on the auto attacks. That's pretty neat, but is it enough? Doesn't look like it, especially since Jojo is already down. So with Jojo dead, what else can you currently do over here? And the answer is not all that much. There's the Dragon Knight, no chance of actually grabbing that away or denying it. That's 8 kills against 0, and Hasu is dominating with his team on map number 2 in this series. Doing an absolutely fantastic job over here. Starting to rotate now down to the bottom of the map. Still trying to see if they can maybe grab that keep after they just obliterated that fort in the middle. And yeah, they set themselves up for a push for the core. Now it's a 5 versus 5 right now, but the level 16 talents are of course giving a massive advantage to them. And Illidan and Chen have split onto the top and mid lane to get some extra experience for Team Nick. But they are not in a position where they can grant them the extra talent anytime soon. We have the Giant Killer now. That obviously boosts HasuObs' damage even further. He's already at 43k. And they are trying to make the play for the core. And for good reason. They have Greymon. They have Bloodlust. And they also have the Sanctification. And they go for the core. They absolutely murder it. Bloodlust, baby. Sanct can still be used. There it is. And this is game. The series is tied as we are about to head into game number 3. Game number 3. Let's go. Volskaya Foundry is the map, and we're jumping straight in. Yeah, right now the big question, of course, who's taking the lead. Last game, I mean, it was a little bit dominant, right? It was a really good performance that we saw from the team in blue. Not a single kill actually for Team Nick. Pretty much a perfect game there. Junkrat gets banned again. Volskaya, of course, is another map where you could also see a ban against Rexa, since Misha allows you to hold that point a little bit more reliable. There's still other heroes, of course, that have to be taken into consideration. First of all, you're looking at Zul. That's one of the plays, or one of the heroes that we're not going to see at all. Rega is in this case banned out, which is a little bit more uncommon here, but he's great for cam control, and that of course includes items, which is key on Volskaya Foundry for victory. My personal, like, again, there's a couple of other picks that you can also, like, ban out, Rexa, Deathwing, I mean, there's plenty. But what interests me is what kind of tanks we're going to see picked here. You can, of course, make a lot of plays around ETC, Garrosh, you oftentimes have Johanna in here. So there's actually a lot that you can do with all of these picks. And I'm really interested to see which heroes are eventually going to end up just using being used as frontline. I mean, even Tyrael is great if you go for another Sanctification setup. You not really have this beefy position on the checkpoint itself, but of course you have then on the other hand the Sanctification setup where you can really come into a fight and dominate it in the early stages. But Anna gets picked first, so we're gonna have a little bit on a focus on the majors. Could definitely be a quick pick into Li Ming here and try and play around the reset mechanic a little bit more. Now with the picks on the other side, yeah, there's a Tyrael pick. And Hasu is going straight up for Jimmy. So that's I mentioned it on the first map on Battlefield of Eternity, that they pretty much played Jimmy wherever, and that's, with they, I mean washed up. By the way, just in case you guys didn't know, so when the teams or the captains started to draft their team from the player pool, there was a rule. They were not allowed to pick more than 2 other players out of the team that they usually play with. So the maximum amount of players from a team like Washed Up, Lauer's Fan Club would be 3. So that's what they were limited to. So you see that number reflected in some of the teams. I think Make actually has 2 of his boys with him, but they limited it from the get-go just to make sure that nobody would pretty much recreate a team that already exists. So I don't really think I highlighted that before, but yeah, there's a bit of information for you if you guys were wondering why didn't that happen, why didn't they just like draft this guy. Okay, so there's Li Ming, as expected, after the Anna pick. That was a little bit of a given, I'd say. Kerrigan gets banned. That's the anti-Nick ban, as usual. What are we going to see banned out from Nick's team now? I mean, we still have... I personally could have even seen that they're going to go for MED ban again, since Ultralis can ban it too. But if you don't want to do that, then of course Banana H would also be a target. They actually go and ban out Chen here. Okay, fair enough. And let's see what else we're gonna get. Incidentally, you have now a setup where you could go also for a backdoor strategy. Don't really think we want to see that in this series, but yeah, you have Jimmy, you have Tyrael. So at this point, without anything being banned out, there's of course the opportunity to jump straight into, I don't know, Greymon Morales, you know, and just like play some of that style. But yeah, not happening here. So Uriel gets taken for the offlane, and we have finally Chromie in play, banned out in the previous game, amongst other things. Let's go. So, last 2 picks. Yeah, we're coming back to my front line. Tyrael has also been taken away. We have not seen Rexa. Chances that he's going to make it into this game are slim at this point, since Uriel and Blaze have already been claimed. Unless they want to play Blaze in the main tank position, which I doubt. There's Garrosh and Tychus together with him. Okay, let's get Odin action into it and try and control the checkpoint through that ult. Also, it helps, of course, to burn the front line down a little bit. And Banana H. Support last. I mean, he pretty much can take his pick. Malfurion is up, so you could go for him. If they wanted to go into anything else, they still can. But that's a good setup for sure. So both teams with a pretty solid setup coming into this. Nano boosted Li Ming, quite powerful here. On the other side, you have now Hasu with Lucio, have the Tyrael in there. And with that, we're going to jump straight in. So this is game number 3 in the best of 5 series. Let's see which team takes the lead in the in-house league match between Team Hasu and Team Nick. Game number 3 was Gaia Foundry, and on the left side, X-Ray on Tyrael for Team Hasu. We have Ultralisk on Reyna, HasuObs himself switched over to Chromie, Max Passion on Urel, and we have Banana H on Lucio. On the right side of the map, Team Nick with Nick himself on Tychus, Shirionto on Liming, Wit on Garrosh, Dequaza on Blaze, and Kelvin is playing Ana. Okay, awesome sauce. Let's go. For our first talents, Exterminator as usual, picked by Jimmy. And in addition to that, actually seeing the sleep dart setup for Ana. Blaze rotating around on his little special snowflake and went into the new habits to try and get his unstoppable frames. So, game number 3 to set the pace a little bit over here. Right now, I feel Shirionto is going to be one of the main heroes. Oh, that was a quick one. Alright, Space Goat, calm down a little bit. Definitely too hyped here. Jumps in. That sounded more than a parrot than anything else. But all of a sudden, that's a quick kill. So, no chance lands. Garrosh turns around, gets the flip in, gets the stun, straight into the tower range, and goodbye, Urel. Well, it could be goodbye, Ultralisk too. They get another kill. Woo. Someone is a little bit angry. Yeah, they're a little bit mad after game number 2. You can tell. Losing the game without even getting a kill definitely made them slightly angry. And all of a sudden, they get 2 kills. They have the lead in experience. And look at that. They are going straight in for the healing beacon. And the blue team hasn't even gotten their own turret yet. So it's not even that they could be attacked over here in the attempt to claim their turret. So it's going to be a 2 versus 1 item setup for objective number 1 in favor of Team Nick, and they have an advantage as well in regards to experience. Damn, off to a good start, I gotta say. Pretty impressive, I like it. So for now, level 4 talents are in. That gives us, as usual, the bigger they are. Again, if you don't pick the bigger they are in any kind of competitive setup, you're just doing it wrong, plain and simple. It is the talent. For good reason. If you want to meme around in Quick Measure Storm League, then you can do, of course, whatever the fuck you want, since that is in nowhere can you actually describe that as being competitive. But if you're playing in an amateur league or anything else, where you coordinate with teammates, where you have also voice tools, the bigger they are is the way to go. Always has been, always will be. So I guess it's not 100% true. In alpha, beta, I think it was beta or shortly after, there was a while when we had In the Rhythm taken, but ever since Blizzard also changed the level 13 talent, In the Rhythm has completely fallen off. So yeah, after they changed the 13, you only saw the bigger they are. Ever since then, there was just only one choice on that talent here. On level 4, we still get the Charge Blast. It's a little bit out of the playbook of Macke. First objective now coming up. And with that, we have teams going for their own camps. Ana, with the enormous wave clear that she brings to the table, is trying to hold the mid lane. The rest of the team is just coming in, laughing, and just saying, hey, come on, girl, we're going to help you here. Come on, Granny. But here we go. Control point is about to unlock. Already a bit of a trap set up by Nick. And everybody else is starting to make their play for the early points on the objective. And they're trying to get a kill, and they do. Tyrael is down, is looking for the trade value, finds a bit against Wit, but it's not enough, and that's kill number 4. They come out swinging in this 3rd game. I mean, damn, son. These guys are seriously going for some work here. So, with that, we have now 4 kills to 0. Level 7 talents are in, which is, of course, making this entire situation even worse. Topside, Ultralisk, bam! Straight to the face. Tychus comes in and backstabs Jimmy as usual. The grenade to the face. Banana H is still dancing on the point in the attempt to maybe reclaim control. But that effort is more or less doomed, as you can see. So, with that said, we're looking right now at 73%. An entire level lead. 5 kills against 0. It's kind of nuts. Last game. Not a single kill for Team Nick, and now they come into this game and they're just dropping wherever they can. Alright, Tychus needs to come in with his trade. Already does. Burns her down quickly, but can the follow-up be there to take her down? It seems like they're getting close. 5 versus 5 again. Urel already getting isolated, and that should be a kill. Yeah, there it is. Calamity kill, and that's the first protector. Damn. Insane setup right now. Really fantastic performance by Team Nick as they go for another item. Now, it's only Garrosh. Garrosh is already walking away. He's just like, I'm not gonna share my mech with anybody. If you want to come into the Gundam, then you gotta wake up a little bit earlier than that. But Granny finally catches up. And now we have, at least outside of the pilot, also a gunner on this thing. Down here is a bit of a small fight though. Shirionto is still alive and should be able to tap the fountain. The main objective is to take down talking fountains. The fountain at the top, so that's what they're getting. And off we go. Yeah. Bot lane. Level 10 is in, by the way. Players has also helped out with this. So they could push the top even further. Maybe try to take down the entire fort. Tychus is rotating in, trying to take down Ural, and that's a kill. That should be a kill. Doesn't have Divine Steed, so I would be shocked if he makes it out. He's gonna try. And yeah, literally played into a corner. Grenade comes in, and that's another kill. Easy peasy. 7 kills against 0. What's going on here? Damn, son. I mean, this is getting absolutely bonkers. 7 kills against 0. 2 level advantage. Can easily steal another item now away. They already hold on to 2 turrets and a healing beacon, and the situation is not going to get any better as this continues. That's a little bit bananas what we're seeing right now. This is getting nasty. Now, at least a healing beacon will be claimed by Team Hasu. It's like the second item that they have in this game. I hope that it doesn't come at the cost of kill, but nope. Not yet. The fight over here is not quite over. Seems like they were actually thinking about taking it. The problem that they have is that level 13 talents are pretty much out of reach for Team Hasu right now. Whereas Team Nick should be able to get it before the objective is being fought over. That is problematic. I mean, let's take a quick look at the damage output while we're already at it. 15,000 for Nick. I mean, he's Lucio's top damage currently for the blue team. And Tychus is tripling the damage on Jimmy. And the damage on Chromie, I might add. So, it is nuts. It's honestly a bit crazy what's happening here right now. You can, again, you can recover from this. The only thing that Hasu and his boys need is a coordinated team fight and take a few heroes down. If they do that, their underdog bonus will grant them an advantage in experience and catapult them a little bit further. The minimap, yes, there's a fountain that has been eliminated over there, but outside of that, it's really the advantage and experience that we're talking. And if you're looking at the experience lead, generally speaking, yes, in terms of heroes, there's a huge advantage, but minion experience is a bit better for the blue team because they did a better job soaking the lanes. But they're losing heroes all the time. I mean, Ural is dead again. Ural is just dying, and this is hurting them so much. Nick is flanking in as they're trying to get even more, and they nearly got Ultralisk. If that orb connects, he might be in trouble. So you're looking over towards the kills. It's 4 kills against Ural alone. Jimmy died twice. The top lane is getting pressured since the camp is pushing in. And with level 13 talents in their hands, they have an advantage here now too, which could actually lead to the mid lane getting attacked if they wanted to. Still sitting down at the bottom. Now there's the control point that is about to be unlocked, which means that there will be a talent advantage. But as already suggested, a bit of an attack towards the middle. They're rotating topside now with the help of the camp, attempting to take the fort down. And that should be an easy one. Yeah, and here we go. Ultralisk is about to get murdered. Oh, is he? Yeah, there's a hit. But they don't take him down. And Li Ming is dead. Li Ming gets taken down by Chromie. Alright, Li Ming gets taken down. That's the first kill, and he couldn't have come at a better moment in time. And they get the Ana kill too. That's exactly what we're talking about. And there's Garrosh. Look at it. Look at the experience. It's exactly what I just talked about a second ago. With those 3 kills, they close the gap. The 3 kills close the gap in experience, and now they're in a much, much better position all of a sudden. They're pretty much on eye level with their opponent. Yeah, and that's the danger. If you lead with kills, but you don't have a huge gap in experience, it can easily be closed by your opponent just simply taking a few heroes down. And that's exactly what we saw there. And they get the early progress now on the checkpoint. So this is a great position for Team Hasu all of a sudden because they have momentum around objective number 2. In kills, they're still heavily behind. I mean, it's 8 against 3. But it's one coordinated fight that you need when you're only a little bit behind, and all of a sudden you are back to business. Which is what we're seeing right here. The attacks keep coming. They're already zoning them out a little bit up to the top. Garrus is trying to contest now, but that's 99% already on the board. And they're attempting to go for Lucio. If they can kill Banana Age, that would be a big step. Would be a big step for them. There's the setup, the taunt, and the kill. Nice! Here we go. Couldn't even get the turret out in time. They're trying to go for more kills. Chromie! Chromie! The bunker and the kill. The little garden gnome is down. The little fake dragon has been eliminated. And Max Passion is also dead. Yep, the Calamity kill is in. Tiger's at the top is about to take down the fort with the help of the minion wave. So they are back to business. For just a few seconds, there was a glimmer of hope. Just a glimmer of hope for Team Hasu. And then Nick and his boys just shut them down. Shut them down and shut them up. 12 kills against 3 now. And the big opportunity to make a few more plays happen around the top protector. I mean, again, it will be another 5 versus 5 likely. Will it? I mean, they don't have level 16 talents, so that's the problem. Normally you want to have those. But yeah, it's a big talent lead. And it seems like they might actually let this one slide, unless they can get the experience in the middle now and then rotate towards the top, take the last few waves. Okay, let's have it. Everybody is starting to jump in here. Banana Age already on the move. Okay, here we go. They're taking it. 99% on both sides. Max Passion, a bit low, jumps out. Over here though, Ultralisk is dead. Ultralisk down. Yeah, they grab the turret again, but here's the Protector. They get the Protector, and they are actually moving for keep, as it seems. It looks like they're going to go for keep here. With Jimmy already dead, they're starting to walk through the top lane in an attempt to take the keep down. X-Ray is low and nearly eliminated, but he can save him, at least for the time being. This wall, on the other hand, is not going to last. Odin is now also getting commandeered, and that is going to put that keep at serious risk, especially since Jimmy is not going to be back for another 10 seconds. Fountain is down, and Jesus. That fort, that keep is just getting wrecked. Destroyed within seconds. And now they can rotate into the middle and potentially take another one right there. Okay, off we go. Here's the opportunity. Can take the fort down. And they do. Fort eliminated. Big lead in structures for them now. And Hasu and his boys, are they going to try and make the play here? Doesn't seem like it. No, can't yet. Topside is getting attacked from the camp. There's no catapults with it. It's too early in the game for it to really be a serious threat. But this, on the other hand, that could change things slightly. Because here comes the flip and the follow-up. The kill against Tyrael. It gets explosion value and Li Ming is down. 4 versus 4 all of a sudden. Kelvin is also low. Kelvin? No fucking way. Nah, there's Jimmy. Jimmy comes in and takes Anna down. This is Jimmy, baby. Garrosh is dead too. The counter kill of the Quasar. I mean, he's trying to go for even more, but he is not going to make it here. Lucy was trying to take Nick down, but can't. And the Quasar over here is trying to suicide at this point. He wanted to die as quickly as he can, just so there's not a huge difference between them respawning on the map. That was kind of important. But it's still 15 kills against 7, 18, nearly 19 against 17. So level 20 talents are, of course, going to become the next milestone for the teams, as the bottom objective will spawn in a few. There's a chance that level 20 is ready by then for Team Nick. This is about the lead. Who gets the lead in the best of 5? Okay, let's have it. Okay, Topside. There we go. HasuObs and Banana Age are doing their thing. And let's go. Yeah, they're gonna get this one too. They have actually quite a decent amount of items now. Actually, they only have 2. Wait a second, what? I thought they grabbed the 3rd one, no? Okay. Only 2 items. My bad. I thought they had 3 under their control, but apparently they don't. And let's go. Yeah, Nick is playing it super safe at the bottom, as you can see. He doesn't even attack. More people need to do that when they are behind, or when they are like not in a decent position where they have map control and then they know where the opponent is positioned. Just like sit there, sit tight, sit in experience range, and just not go for any crazy moves where you dismount and then start to attack. So yeah, playing it safe. That's kind of important there. But yeah. Let's have a bit of a look. So, level 20 talents are in. Objective hasn't been announced yet though, so there's always a chance that Team Hasu can also grab their Storm talents. But what Team Nick would really like to do... half a minute. What Team Nick would really like to do is take this fountain down. Destroy this fountain so that your opponent can't tap, can't pre-tap before the fight, while you yourself still have one left. So the fountain is the first thing to take down here. Wit is even looking to see if they can maybe even grab the kill. He pushes everybody out. Tries to isolate Lucio in particular, but the fort is now down. Because Tyrael was still topside, and Tyrael actually showed. So that's a huge problem. That actually is also what allows them to go for the item now, because Tyrael just wasn't here. They know about it, so they get the extra item. And can now move into the shrine, into the checkpoint, and claim that. Or at least claim the lead, because it will be a fight over it. It's 20 versus 20 now. We have weak spot acquired. And over here, the summer anthem. I'm pretty sure I know what the summer anthem is this year. Corona, 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 da da da. But yeah, so much for that. Okay. Alright, let's go. Let's go, baby! Yeah, there's a bit of a lead for the blue team. They actually moved in first. This fight could decide everything. It will decide everything if Team Nick takes it. If the blue team, on the other hand, gets a protector, then it's a bit of a different story, simply because they are in a spot where they still need to go through a fort. They haven't taken a single structure out this game. Not one. And off we go. Yes, let's make it happen. 7 kills against 15. The setup. Wit gets out. Jet propulsion into the back. Banana H got hit by it. That's 84%. They need to fight. Time to fight, baby. Time to go for the big red button. There we go. Big red button is in, and they're trying to just simply chase them off. Kills would be important right now. X-Ray is already getting attacked. X-Ray gets flipped. Sanctification, the stun didn't come in. Li Ming with the nano boost and the kill against Tyrael. Wants to get some trade value, get some. They nearly take Wit down. Oh my god, it's a full-on fiesta. Shots fired everywhere, and Garrosh plus Blaze go down, and that is the first protector in this series for Team Hasu. And Shirionto nearly gets a kill. Nearly gets a kill there. So, okay. Well, with this, we have the attack coming, finally, onto the red team side. So forts are going to be destroyed here. They're trying to take them down. Trying to take the fort. Want to try and take a keep as well with it. But the protector has already lost 50% of his HP. So Nick and his boys are doing a really good job at the defense here. It's tricky. This protector is not going to finish things. Third protector rarely does these days. Mostly we're going to see it happen around level 4, the fourth protector. But yep, since Jimmy has also... I mean, he needed to rotate towards the top to take all these catapults down. It was like 3 or 4. So the protector is pretty much alone and they can't get anything out of it. But they allow themselves to stay in the game a little bit longer, and the next protector is going to be even stronger than this one. So let's have a little bit of a look. Okay. Yeah, well, 60,000 damage by now for Li Ming. 47,000 for HasuObs on his Chromie. But they still hold on to it. Yeah, that's the problem when he lost so much ground already. So they couldn't really do anything with the protector this time. They need to wait for the next version, for the stronger one, and also ideally a setup where they don't have to defend the top lane. Oh, the taunt. The Warlord's Challenge, nicely done. The end of Urel right there. 19 minutes in already. Okay. Let's see, how much can they actually take right now? Okay. Dequaza sitting there, Wit is moving in. Yeah, Banana H. Just being a nuisance, seriously. I mean, you're trying to get away there and you're mounting up, and then Lucio comes in and just simply drops you off, and that's that. Okay, so with this now said, we have 9 kills against 17. It's all about objective number 4 now, but the items are claimed by the red teams thanks to the kill that they just got. So they hold on to 2 turrets. Oh, so I thought, yes, 2 turrets and the healing beacon. So 3 items for them. No items on the opponent's side, if I'm not mistaken. Which gives them a really significant lead for the next objective. I mean, a very, very significant one. And they're even pushing more and more through the top lane. But Urel is now back, so it's a 5 versus 5 again on the map. Which is super important for them. And here we go. Everybody's just centering their attention around the checkpoint already. They're even trying to flank in. If anybody gets a little bit too greedy, moves out, Garrosh is going to look for that flip. They Quasar for the follow-up with the jet propulsion. And then they can take the also important kill to maybe even seal the deal and go for core. Okay, so... let's go. Green is sitting tight. Top lane continuously going to be a problem. The longer the fight over the next objective lasts, the more catapults are going to push in. And the big problem again for Team Hosel is that they didn't even take a fort down, so they don't have any catapults spawning for them, not even on every third wave. And with now the camp also taken, ooh, top lane has to be responded to. They rotate fully topside, which leads now to an attack at the bottom. So they're trying to go through the gate here apparently. They're trying to burn at least one of the towers down, which is exactly what they do. No problem with that, since the vision was there as well. The wave topside obviously revealed the position of half of the Blues team. Okay. And, well, let's see. Next objective should be announced in just a few. No kills just now. I mean, as long as you don't lose a hero right now, you're going to be fine. By the way, timer, 13 seconds over here. On the other camp, we have 28, so in theory, there's another chance to get yourself another item. Healing Beacon, we're talking about an entire minute, so that one is kind of out for now. But over here, yep, they want to claim that. And they do, which gives them 4 items. I mean, it doesn't really get much better than that. If you break up the 5th item, then you're fully equipped, and everybody holds a turret or a Healing Beacon. The situation couldn't be any better for Team Nick now. They have pressure through the top lane, thanks to the catapults against the core even, depending on how long this lasts. And they have 4 items to 0. Doesn't get much better than that. So this is an ideal situation if you want to end the game with a 4th protector. There's a great chance that they're gonna be able to make this happen. Unless, of course, there's a quick kill against them. First one is already out. Right, more poke is happening. Chromie, it's really on Hasu, trying to get a setup where he gets the poke damage in and can obliterate them. But already a few are rotating down here, trying to grab another item. I mean, it's just an itemania here. They are they're so insanely powerful. And here we have it. Even the mid lane gets defended. Shirionto still needs to be careful. Here comes the taunt, and Tyrael makes it out with like 6 hit points. 6 hit points for a second. The shield and the sanctification saving his ass, but holy hell. Problem is the Protector is now in play. Protector is in, and they can go in it to win it, baby. Big red button has been used by Nick, and now they're making their way up to the top. Trying to go for the core, of course. There's 2 catapults already, and Max Passion is trying to maximize the death timer, and, well, gets away. For now. Problem is the core is sitting there is like, boys, I don't know what you want to do, but like, I can't run away. You guys might be able to just run and hide a little bit. For me, that's not an option. That core gets slaughtered. Protector's already in there trying to burn it down, but guys, there's just no way. Look at Ultralist. Bam! Down! That red goal got fucked up hard. And Chromie is dead too. This is game. Team Nick taking the lead again in game number 3 of this best of 5. Well played, Volskaya Foundry, in the big W for the red team. Game number 4, Tomb of the Spider Queen is the map, and Nick and his boys have done some serious damage on the last map. I think after the 3rd objective was won by HasuObs, it got kinda spicy for just a second, but the defense was great from the red team. They burned the Immortal down, or the Punisher down, the Protector down, 3rd time's the charm, very quickly. And then we're able to win the fourth one just through the sheer item advantage that they had there. But now we're heading into Tomb of the Spider Queen, and it doesn't come as a shock that Kerrigan gets banned out instantly. Kerrigan has gotten banned against Nick multiple times now, and in his competitive setups, his Kerrigan is insane. But on this map, she's even more dangerous, so obviously she is taken out. Zul as well. No rotation for him. And with that, we come now into the more interesting part of the ban phase, because I think those two bans were a given, but there's a lot of heroes that you still want to consider. Zarya gets banned again. We've seen that now a couple of times already. And, well, let's see what the next ban is going to be. I mean, in Tomb of the Spider Queen, okay, Junkrat gets banned. They really don't like that Junkrat for the blue team. It's like the third time I think that they actually banned him out. I mean, even Jojo has been banned oftentimes on this map, because for a tank she has incredible wave clear that she can use to rotate between the mid and the top in the early game, and then later on also has of course a huge amount of value in setups. But we have an early Rega pick instead. Support with probably the best wave clear right now, at least through his lightning shield, and can of course assist with that also other heroes. And go for the camps, not only the Bruiser camp but also the Siege Giant camp. So Rega is in. And what do we get for Team Nick? What's the opening over here? I kind of expect Jojo to be taken. Yeah, there it is. Jojo gets taken and Malfurion together with it. Okay. Grant us strength. Yeah, the old geezer definitely needs some strength. He needs a little bit of help. He's one of those fellas from the geriatric community. Without strength and help, he's not going to make it from one end of the map to the other. So he just needs a little bit of help here. I actually think they should put out a skin for Malfurion which just has crutches. That's really what he needs. Him and Deckard Cain, they're best buddies. I mean, they've been doing shit together for a long time, ages ago. Jimmy in and Greymon together with it. So that's already the damage locked in for them. So with Jimmy, we're most likely going to get Exterminator again for the camps, for the minions, and also, of course, for the web weavers themselves. Greymon with also decent wave clear here. That's a pretty solid setup that they're running, actually. Very heavily focused on the damage numbers, though. So we could actually see well, we will see bans on the front line. And Tyrael gets banned this time. I mean, X-Ray has played a fair amount of ETC in particular. But we've also seen him, I want to say, on Garrosh quite a few times. In the previous match that they played against Team Zelia. Which is obviously the team that Team Nick still has to play against, right? So if Team Nick actually wins against Hosel, there is even the possibility of a three-way tie in that group, which would lead us to some decider matches. Not quite sure what kind of format they would then take. It would be interesting. Sonya gets banned, so on the off lane, Sonya is eliminated. Leo is still up, by the way. So Leo is an option. Fantastic wave clear that he brings in. Raxa on this map, oftentimes played too, of course. Haven't seen any Malthael plays yet either. And there's our Leo pick. Leo and Gul'dan, which leaves the last pick open for Nick. So he can actually... There's a little bit of wiggle room where he can adapt to whatever is now being grabbed by Hasu's team. And Nick is always that X-Factor player. I mean, with Malfurion, you could even jump into a Tracer if you wanted. Now, of course, you're going up against Reyna and against Greymon already, and both of those are pretty decent if Greymon goes for the throat and Reyna with the auto attacks. Here comes a Nuburak, and Chen. Very, very aggressive setup. I mean, Tyrael got banned out, so that jump with Sanctification follow-up is not possible, empowering Greymon and other heroes, but with the Nuburak, they have the Cocoon, they can force fights. So there's quite a bit of action here, but it's an aggressive setup, and if you end up being behind, it's always difficult to really come back into it. So Nick with the last pick in this fourth game. I mean, theoretically, this could be the last map. Hopefully, we're going to go the full distance. But let's find it. There it is! Tracer called it. Alright, Tracer is in, despite the Reyna and Greymon pick on the other side. Tracer gets picked, and we have Tomb of the Spider Queen, ladies and gentlemen. Potentially the last map in this best of 5 series. Let's find out if Team Hasu can fight back. Alright, off we go. And again, we have that little bug over here. A bug indeed. So Abathur sneaks in. Hasn't really made it into the draft in any of these games, but he wants to be represented after all. So he just sends a Locust over. So, yep, welcome Blizzard. Interesting part over here. Outside of that, let's check out what the two teams are playing here. On the left side, Ultralisk on Greymon. HasuObs on Jimmy. Max Passion on Chen. X-Ray on Nubarak. And Banana Age on Rega. On the right side of the map, Wit on Johanna. We have Nick on Tracer. Dequaza on Leoric. Kelvin on Malfurion. And Shirionto is playing Gul'dan. Off we go. Let's have a party. Exterminator on level 1. And Consume Vitality. With a little bit of a twist here for Johanna. Reinforce has been taken now against Jimmy and Greymon. We have a small adaptation. No hold your ground, no loss of hope, but going into Reinforce instead. Yeah, the attack is in. Dequaza. Oh, Max Passion. Max Passion! They want him, and they get him. The Panda is down. Panda abuse in Game 4. Peter has been informed. No worries. And Tracer reported. So, the rotation between the middle and the top lane on our 4-man. We have now the off lane dominated by Rega and Dequaza. Yeah, Banana Age obviously has to take over just until Chen is back to business and can help out here. Same time now, Nick is going to be the one trying to make the big plays here. His Tracer setup is empowered by Malfurion, still the best support with Tracer, because you have that heal over time and that overheal that really comes through. So you can always drop that on Tracer with Feud Pins, allow her to go a little bit deeper in these instances. The teams both aiming for the Bruiser camps. Blue team is a little bit later, but they have the power to get this quickly thanks to Rega and Greymon. In the meantime, of course, Jojo is playing around her strengths, getting that wave clear in and making sure that they are grabbing all those gems very, very quickly. And even trying to turn them in. It's only 4, but we oftentimes see teams struggling later on to get those gems turned in right away. So the early attempt to make it happen. Down at the bottom of the map, the sneak over. Ultralisk is moving in. Nick is going to try and sniff it out quickly. Is already coming in against Max Passion, and Ultralisk is still sitting tight, trying to find out if he can maybe jump on Leo or Nick, and that's a kill. Dequaza is down, Nick moves in and takes all of the gems, so they're not losing anything right now. Yeah, well done by him. That was actually an important one. If he doesn't grab the gems, it's not really a lot. I mean, it's 10 or so, but still, it kind of matters if you're fighting for the first Web Weaver wave. And both of those teams don't want to fall behind early. I mean, I would say the blue team is a bit more in trouble if they fall behind early on than Team Nick, because they still have Gul'dan and quite a lot of wave clear on their end. But yeah, it can become pretty scary here very, very quickly. So, as all of this continues, we're currently looking topside, or in the middle at another push. Both of the teams are still trying to play around that mercenary camp that was taken previously. Bottom of the map, also with a lot of aggression, as we're starting to slowly move in. Yeah, good setup. The bomb actually not connecting. Nick wasn't able to get that set up. Dequaza. Oh boy, careful here. He nearly got wrecked. Still low. 1 kill against 1 kill. And the situation still demands a bit more attention here down at the bottom, since the Siege Giants are just now finally falling. Also on level 4 we have the Eternal Retaliation cooldown setup. That one was pretty much a given. Gul'dan. Yeah, if you're alone on the lane, you need to be careful. 13 gems in your hands, that's a lot in the early stages. Uh-oh, Jimmy! That's a kill. That's a kill. Can they get the gems? Rega tries. Greymon is also in. Ultralisk is about to get murdered. At least they got most of the gems here. They still have 55 that they could turn in, but it seems like for now the red team will have the first turn in this game. And yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing. Red web weavers are descending. And yep, that's the moment where you actually have to show that you can defend with, I guess, Jimmy, with Greymon, and make your plays there. And it's not gonna be easy at all. So, well, let's see. Let's see what they actually can do with this. Topside, they already take a little bit of a beating right now. Gotta be really careful with this. And of course, X-Ray here gets attacked now too. at the bottom of the map. Chen is defending pretty easily, actually, so that's not going to be a problem for them. And, well, up here, the bomb and the kill. But they got the gems again, so it is actually highly important that they at least get the gems out of all of this. Shirionto gets away, damn. That would have been a good kill, because now we have 4 kills against 1, and they are getting so much set up with all of this. I mean, you can already see them move through the top fort, and that should honestly be one that they can take now. Yeah, maybe not. I mean, now we have everybody here. Look at Banana H. 55 gems, 56. But the fort is down to 50% HP. They're moving through the middle of the map now as well. And, well, I don't know, but things are starting to become really tricky for the blue team. The only thing that is really going for them still is that they held on to those gems. And if they can turn them in, that would be great. But Wit is delivering another 19 over here. The desperate attempt to finally get the turn in. And Banana H is just zoned out. Everybody is helping out. But Nick still moves in and is able to make the interrupt happen. That was an important one. So they get the interrupt. So far, so good for them. And what else can they actually do with this? I mean, it is actually a pretty solid setup. So they're doing as much as they can right now to try and get Rega into a position where he can make that play. But so far it hasn't really happened. And the problem is, if the second Web Weaver wave comes through, then you are going to run out of luck probably very quickly. And there it is. The second wave is in with level 10. And here comes the Blessed Shield. They're trying to go for the setup. Horrify! But Greymon gets away. The problem is that Exron as a Nubarak is not going to make it. Nope. He's down. And now it's going to become incredibly difficult. Max Passion has 17 gems and he's going to try and jump out. But with the roots on the ground, there's no escaping this anymore. Malfurion literally laying down the lawn here. And that is the end of the Panda. The Panda dead. 6 kills against 1. Still no level 10. Topside at least a kill against Gul'dan. That was actually pretty good. So a couple of gems have been eliminated, but let's be honest, that wasn't really a whole lot that they could take away here. Simply because the second... Oh, the blue team actually turned in. I'm kind of a little bit high here, apparently. So, yeah, there's that. With that, they have now a little bit of a push going, but still, they lost too much. Topside, can they maybe take the fort? Gonna try and make a play over here. Could be too easy, maybe. Beetle spawning, that's good. Have the minion wave coming in. They should be able to get this one. With Greymon on it? Yeah, definitely. They should definitely get it right now. Okay. 6 against 2. Nope. There's a Bloodlust. Here we go. Bloodlust used. And Nubarak is dead at the counter kill against Malfurion. And yes, the fort is down. Nicely done. Oh, ho, 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 the money Horrify! Holy shit! What a Horrify! And now they're going for Hasu. Yeah, he's down too. Oh, what a setup! Damn! Shirionto, you fucking monster. Insane. Absolutely insane over here. Ultralisk is just sitting tight, but that was beautiful. 9 kills against 3 now. What a beautiful Horrify. That was bananas. Down here, more wave clear. But that was just fucking fantastic. Nicely done by them. So, yeah, that has definitely shifted back quickly. I mean, HasuObs and his boys, they did initially do a great job here, and then that Horrify just wrecked them. They got the 4 topside, but that Horrify was absolutely brutal, and now, of course, they have absolutely no chance to play around the Web Weavers that are being utilized now. Yeah, there we have it. The attack comes in again. And down here, the Entomb. Can they follow up with the damage? There's already a Cocoon out as well. And the stun! Malfurion with a Twilight Dream, trying to wreck them. Roots on the ground. Broccoli comes in. HasuObs is dead as Nick jumps in deep and gets the kill. The Quasar about to fall, so at least the counter kill against Leoric. There's the Horrify, but this time it wasn't really as great as the last one. They're still starting to jump in a little bit deeper in the attempt to take Banana H down, and they're about to make it happen. Web Weavers are still pushing. Match Passion is rushing out. Nick wants the kill. Doesn't get it, though. But it's disastrous in the mid lane. Look at this. Camp is pushing, and in addition to that, we also have the Web Weavers. At the top, the fort has also been eliminated. Shirionto already rotated away from all of this. And at the bottom of the map, they're diving behind the fort. All 3 forts are going to fall here. And they are absolutely crushing Massive, massive advantage now for the team in red. That was a fantastic setup that they just used. And, I mean, it was insane. That entire push is just a work of art, and the mid lane in particular is in tons of trouble right now. They're trying to do what they can, but the counter-attack is actually at least eliminating good old Gul'dan. That's a good step, but the bot lane is still pressuring, and not only has the wall been lost in the middle, we have at the bottom another big push happening that could at least cost them a second wall. And let's not forget that gems are also being lost over here. They need more than only this. Greymon is a bit low, so he needs to be careful too, but at least the cocoon setup against Johanna could result in another hero being eliminated, and that would bring them a little bit closer in experience at least. Yeah, Wit is still trying to at least get something done over here, but eventually, of course, he dies too. So the wall down here has taken damage. In the middle, even the keep has taken damage already. All of the forts have been eliminated. Nick is already playing around the web weavers down at the bottom of the map. And, well, that's that. With this, we have at least the boss getting attacked. So Hasu and his boys, they're doing everything that they can. They, of course, have to risk a few things now as well. They can't just simply sit tight and watch all of this. But with Johanna killed late, they know perfectly well they have an opportunity to make this happen right now. So the boss is taken. Turn-in, on the other hand, well, they don't have enough gems, but they're trying to prevent one. So there is a turn-in opportunity now. And, well, let's go. Can they interrupt that? Can they get a kill? Boss is moving through the top, is aiming for the keep. They need a kill soon if they really want it. Bot lane gets pressured. Siege Giants are still there. Bless shield and insta-kill against the Nubarak. And Nubarak is down. That's a few gems eliminated, but not really enough yet. But oh boy, what a game. Yeah, Hasu and his team, they want to make sure that it's not the last one in this series. And Nick, they're fighting for every single step. Every single kill right now. Ah, fantastic setup here again. They're going through the top now with the boss. The kill against the Nubarak allowed them to go for an easy defense, while a few heroes still guard the turn-in point so that the blue team can't get their web weavers. They only lack 15 gems, by the way, so that is actually something that you can definitely accomplish here. Level 16 has also been reached. With that, we are now looking at a setup where we, first of all, have Leo with the Royal Focus, so he completes this one. And in addition to that, we have Epicenter for a Nubarak, which is, of course, absolutely crucial for him as well. Yeah, down here, another turn-in attempt. They need to finally get this one through. If HasuObs and his boys want to make this comeback happen, then they need to make the plays right now. And, I mean, they're trying. The fight at the bottom of the map is already raging on again. Blessed Shield comes out. They go for Nubarak again. This time he gets out. Cleanse was there. Nicely done by Banana H. And they're starting to make the bloodlust play once more. Jumping in deep. Max Passion needs to be cautious. He has 22 gems. Can't lose those. Horrify used, but only pushing them out. More of a defensive one. Not really isolating anybody there. And now the Web Weavers are summoned. The blue team is going to get another Web Weaver wave. Top lane shouldn't be a problem because that one has been pushed out already early on. They're trying to make the same play now here in the middle. Nick has 32 gems by now. That's insane. He's super squishy, and he's the one who wants to make the big boy plays, of course. And if he jumps in a little bit too deep and gets eliminated, guys, that might just be the end of the line here for them. So, this is dangerous. Bot lane, yeah, that Web Weaver is not going to do jack shit. No. Catapult and Leo, yeah, this one is not going to do anything. Mid lane, that's a little bit of a different story. That's where Team Hauser has a serious chance to at least take the fort down. And of course, they distract a bit from the top lane, where the Web Weaver is starting to do some solid work pushing the lane out. It will eventually end up at the keep. But down here, with all the wave clear that Gul'dan brings to the table, we can already see that they are doing fairly well defending against all of this. And Gul'dan is obviously done with his level 1 talent. He has the Ruinous Affliction, he has all that he needs. Top lane needs to be defended, the keep, they need to hold on to it, and that exposes the bottom of the map. But with the help of the beetles that the Nubarak spawns, Team Hasu will eliminate at least a fort. They, after this, will still have 46 gems. 71 are in the hands of Team Nick, though. 71 gems for them. Which means that they got an opportunity to get their turn in, and they're already working on it. Nah, Leo? That's not happening. Oh, clutch! 26 gems delivered. Nice. Yeah, safe. Gets them safe. That was important. Yeah, Nick, on the other hand, he's the one who really wants to turn in. If Nick turns in, they're nearly done. Misses the bomb over here, but gets some serious damage out against Max Passion. 11 kills against 7. Okay, off we go. Horrify again. Bloodlust, and they're trying to pressure it. Nick in trouble. Nick needs to be... Oh, the Entomb! The Entomb! The kill against Gul'dan. Rhaegar is dead too. Nick is on the run. He wants another kill against HasuObs. Can't get it connected. The Panda is in it to win it. Trying to fight through this. Look how low they are. This is insane. And Nubarak burrow charges away. Nick tries to close the gap here, but they just can't make it happen. Maybe? Nah. X-Ray with a stun. Bot lane. Bot lane needs to be dealt with. Those siege giants are going to do work, and Nick needs to turn in. 41 gems for him. That is a full-on turn-in. That's it. Red Web Weavers. They're going to come through once more. And now the big question, how much can they pull off with this? They have nearly level 20. It's half a level that's missing. You get the bot lane right now. You get Jojo in a position where she can clear another wave. And you're looking at Storm Talon advantage with a push. Which is exactly what they want. They need Gul'dan back. And he's now back on the map. Leo, of course, is going to spawn on point. So that's not a problem. But, oh boy, Nick is absolutely in his element here. His Kerrigan gets banned. But his Tracer is, and always has been, absolutely stellar. 73,000 and the fucker hasn't even died yet. 0 deaths on Nick. He's all over the way. All over the way. So now that we're going into level 20, as usual, partying, the Get Stuffed is here. Buried Alive is here too. And it's time to shine. This keep is down. I mean, this one's just gone. It was there, and then it pulled a Houdini, and it simply disappeared. The keep is down. Now the opportunity to make a play, to rotate down to the bottom of the map, and take a second one. That's exactly what they're going to try here. So they're starting to move in for it. They're starting to try and take it down. 12 against 9 kills, but the blue team is about to hit Storm Talons as well. This is why they're playing so hesitant right now. They want Storm Talons and Nubarak. Oh my god. That cleanse again from Rhaegar, destroying the play completely. That actually got him out of the huge problem, especially since Gul'dan also used his ult here. They're still trying to chase, but they're gonna try to go for a Leo instead. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of gems, so he's ghosting away. Turns around, gets the Buried Alive in, and here comes the kill. And Nubarak dead, and they're trying to go for HasuObs and the Panda. Reyna is down, Max Passion, 34 gems in his hands, and he dies. The gems are gone. They are down to 12. And this is a disaster. An absolute disaster for Team Hasu. They are on the ropes right now. At this point, it's all about the core. The attack is there. Nick and Gul'dan in particular, they're just shelling away. Ultralisk wants to come in from behind to get a quick kill against Gul'dan. If he can take him down, they might have a chance there. They go for Kelvin instead, and Malfurion is eliminated. Ultralisk actually makes it out. Nyx tries to follow, and he gets the kill. Gets the kill against Greymon. They're trying to get the second wolf too. They go for Rhaegar, and they nearly take the Pocket Chihuahua apart, but they can't quite get the final hit in. But the core is falling, and this looks like a big, big victory for Team Nick as they take a best-of-5 win against Team Hasu with a 3-1 on the final map. Tomb of the Spider Queen. GG, and well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.